Amir Khan versus Terence Crawford does 150,000 US pay-per-view buys. UK numbers yet to come in. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Remstar Says So. Let's get right into this one, guys. It's been well noted, flying around the internet, that ESPN pay-per-view fight between Amir Khan and Terence Crawford did about 150,000 buys. Now, that is a lot off the mark in comparison to the big showdown between Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia that was a few weeks prior. Now, this comes from no sort of surprise to me. The reason why is because Mikey Garcia, even though he is Mexican, he's American based. I think he was probably born in the US as well. And Errol Spence is also American born. Terence Crawford is the former light welterweight undisputed champion. And Amir Khan, even though the American public do know him because he spent most of his career fighting in the US, he's still a British fighter, sort of in a massive rebuild. I think the main reason why this fight might not have done that well is because, one, everybody was looking forward to what they perceived Amir Khan to be going on to fight. Amir Khan going on to fight Kell Brook in England, and also nobody cared because everybody knew that it was only a matter of time before Amir Khan's chin got tested and he got put to sleep. Realistically, this was a fight that Terence Crawford needed because over his side of the street at Top Rank, there isn't many good welterweights to fight. And we might see more of Terence Crawford fighting British welterweights and welterweights outside of the PBC if Bob Arum and Al Heyman cannot come together to sort of strike some deals to make these fights. Terence Crawford, you might say, really sort of struck out signing that contract extension with Bob Arum. I know that Terence Crawford is guaranteed a minimum of $3 million per fight, but realistically, what is this really doing for his career? The PBC has all the top welterweights in the division, and they have 4 of the 5 major belts. If we're going to put the WBA regular in there, I don't give a shit who holds the IBO title because, 1, they're not of note, and 2, the IBO, in my opinion, has never been a world championship. You can make a dispute for the WBA regular, and also if you look at who holds that belt, Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest boxers of all time, and anybody would be glad to fight him. As you can see, we're in the talks of Manny Pacquiao going on to fight Keith Thurman for a WBA unification fight. So what can I say? 150,000 buys. It's not great, but it's still, 100,000 buys more than when Terence Crawford last fought on pay-per-view. So, it's a step in the right direction, I guess. He's improved by 100,000 buys, but he's well off the mark of what Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia did by, 250,000 buys. No real sort of shock there. You had 2 big fighters in their prime. A lot of people thought that Errol Spence was going to lose. Mikey Garcia supposedly was coming up from the lighter weight to fight him and supposedly do him something. I always said that Errol Spence was going to iron him out. The only thing is I picked Errol Spence to beat him via knockout. What can I really say on this one? I think it's a strange one. I really want to see what the UK pay-per-views did. The reason why I say this is because Amir Khan has got a huge Asian following in the UK. And one thing that I do know is that British Asians, they support their men. Look at the pay-per-view numbers and that guys like Prince Nassim used to do once upon a time. Amir Khan has always had a huge following in these shores. And even to an extent, somebody as dead as Cash Ali, if you look at his fights, there's huge numbers of Asians in the crowd. British Asians support their own. And I think that fight might have done okay. And also, what we need to remember is that pay-per-views in the UK are a lot cheaper than they are in America. In the UK, we pay £20, which is about, $24, $25, depending on the market rate. I believe that this fight was what, 59.99 in the US. That's a lot of money. So that generated 10 point for 150,000 times 60. Let's just round it up, make it nice and easy. That's $10.5 million generated just on pay-per-view alone. I don't know what the gate did. I don't know what the concessions did, what the merchandise did. I don't know how much money sort of came in from the sponsors either. So I don't really know how much money each fighter was sort of set to take away. Would you consider this a successful fight? I guess so. I guess anything over 150,000, usually in America, anything over 150,000 is usually a success, just because the pricing strategy in America is sell high, whereas in the UK, because we sell our pay-per-views a lot cheaper, we need our pay-per-view fighters to do a lot better on numbers. So I don't know. I'd need to speak to Bob Arum. If anybody's got any contacts with him, tell him to get in contact with me. I'd love to have him on the show. So yeah, so far that's what we know. 150,000 US buys. If I was gonna take a guess, how many do I think it sold in the UK? I'm gonna say less. If I was gonna hazard a guess, I might go for anything from about 50,000 to 80,000 UK buys. Could be more, could be less. Let's say if I went at the top end, 80,000 times 20, that's an additional 1.6 million pounds in revenue. So is what it is. I want to see what the full sort of total is. And also, was this the sort of fight that was going to be on pay-per-view in many countries, or was it just pay-per-view in America and the UK? I can't really make too many comments at the moment because I don't know the ins and outs. Whereas in comparison, Errol Spence's fight against Mikey Garcia, that was on ITV4 over here. I can't imagine Al Heyman got too much money from ITV to show that fight, but believe you me, I wasn't complaining. It was on free TV. So let's see what happens. We don't know how much these people are getting paid, and we don't know what the percentage splits are either. So let's wait and see. I don't know if this fight was pay-per-view in Canada, if it was pay-per-view in the likes of New Zealand, Australia, but we do know that it was pay-per-view in the UK, and if it did 80,000 buys, that would be an additional 1.6 million in revenue to add to the pot. So, we're looking at the best part of 13 million in pay-per-view sales, if I'm just sort of estimating here. And then, we don't know what ticket sales did, merchandise, so on and so forth. So maybe it was a success. I can't wait to see what the rest of the numbers come out with. And hopefully, we can get to see the likes of Crawford fighting Spence, or, Keith Thurman or somebody else. Let's see if we can get some of these unification fights going together. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think of that fight anyway? I know I've done a breakdown of the fight since, but now that the numbers are out, I thought I'd just make a quick video on that. Hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. That's the end of the show, because Remstar says so.